auction time. Let's get it started. Everyone's invited. Ella, come see Ella. She sells it all. Even the kitchen sink, hearts and kisses to you. Watch the bidders wink. Come see Ella, Ella. She's keeping it real. Come see Ella. She's got the deal. Save here first. Come see here first. Save here first. Aglow. Ella's magic makes it flow. Smiles and laughter all around. Party heartbeat, hear the sound. Ella, 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 Ella. Oh, dance, dance, feel the beat. Feel the heat. Dance, dance, move the tide. Auction fun all through the night. Join the fun, leave your cares behind. Elia's charm, truly one of a kind. Ooh yeah, bidding high, we're having a blast. Moments here, make them last. Come see Ella, 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 Ella. She's keeping it real. Come see Ella. She's got the deal. Stay here first. Come stay here first. Stay here first.
Hey, 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 hey.
I love it. I love it.
So you're rocking out there in the back.
Yeah, I love what. How old is Zane? About 10?
Yeah, I think 9 or so. Zayn didn't do the song. Everybody was thinking Zayn did the song, but Zayn, because if you look at it, there's 2 endings. One was by Real Creative Studio, and the other ending is by Zayn. Zayn did the intro that I was playing. I couldn't use the first part of the intro because when Robin passed, I started getting dinged for it. So Tuchman made a song, and then I sent.
Wonder how he did that.
Yeah,
It
he
say
did.
Ella, Ella, Ella.
I told him that if he's gonna do the song, he has to put Ella, Ella in it. And then when he did the song, I sent the 2 intro to Johnny, and he put the later song over it. So that's why you see there are 2 endings. There's one ending which comes up, it says Real Creative Studio, and the last ending comes up saying Zayn. Everybody thinks
But
Zayn.
to be 10 years old, I'm thinking I'm 57 years old and can't do that.
No, Tuchman did the song. Zayn did that intro. That was the last intro I've been playing ever since. And then as soon as I got that song, I just decided that, you know what, I want to use both intro and use that song to cover the,
And I was watching it. It lasts almost 2 minutes.
It is 2 minutes, 4 seconds.
Oh, is it? Because I looked up at the time. I said, how long is that intro lasting?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that's too long. I think that's a good intro that just captures people's attention.
Yeah.
I think it's like everybody in the chat's commenting about it.
Yeah.
They love it.
Yeah, when I first of all played it, they really did like it. So it's cool. All right. Happy Sunday, everybody. Welcome.
I'm still alive.
Well, we're glad. This is not our normal Sunday, but because we've taken a couple of Sundays off, we just decided that, you know what, we're just gonna go. Instead of waiting another week, we decided that we're just gonna do it this week, so which is pretty cool. So I'm glad that you're feeling much better and that you're here.
Thank you, my friend. I missed it last week. I was out of it like a crazy woman. I got over one sickness, went into another, and I was like, okay, what's happening? I mean, what have I done? I got to go through my house. Monday, I didn't even get on YouTube at all. I went through my house, burning sage, spraying it down, praying all over my house, saying, "Get out of my house. You got to get out, sickness.
Get out of my
And I
house.
don't want you here anymore." And I was lighting candles and sage and everything all
Oh,
day Monday.
well, we've been praying for you, and thank God that you're here with us, and we appreciate you. There's so many people that are out there. Their loved one has passed. I heard recently that somebody's loved one passed, and I don't know if it's I don't want to put the cart before the horse, like they say. I think that's the
There you
right
go.
word.
That's it. The cart before the horse. Yeah.
Uh-huh. But I did hear that one of the ladies in the community lost her husband, so we'll just see until she gets here. I know last time she was in my chat, she did say her husband wasn't feeling 100% and stuff like that. So
Um, for you to say that, I'll share this, and it may not be something that anybody's interested in, but you brought that up. Our community has a lot of sadness sometimes, and people are passing, and we are so good about reaching out to them and giving them our love and prayers and all that. But
yeah.
we had a tragedy in our little small town this past week. Uh, the this man was driving with a 4-year-old little boy that he was dating the little boy's mama, and he ran off the road, and the little boy got killed, the 4-year-old little boy, which we know him. His name is Lincoln. Well, everybody started calling us. Somebody
Thinking
called
it was-
James at work saying, "What happened to Lincoln? What happened to Lincoln?" Because our little grandbaby's name is Lincoln. So then, we had that tragedy in our little small town. And it just, when something like that happens, it just brings everything into focus better about what's important in your life.
yeah.
About people are more important than craziness.
That is out there, yeah.
So we had that tragedy go on, and the mama is just, they had to airlift the little boy at first, and of course he didn't make it. But the guy that was driving the car, which was her boyfriend, he didn't have a scratch on him. So now he's having to live with that, and it's just a bad situation.
Yeah. Well, so like I was saying, we have the few people, in the community that, we're just gonna reach out and ask God to cover them. One of them is I think Shaw. I don't know if it's Shaw. I always call her Creative Creations.
Is it
So
Shay?
Shay Creative Creations. So we're sending out love and prayers to cover her. And then the other one is Mr. Picky. We're gonna send prayers to cover him for what he witnessed yesterday, and so we're gonna send love and prayers, not only for him but the family of the child as well. That what happened. I'm not gonna really go into it. That's for Pikiniki to go into if she really wants to do that when she comes on Tuesday. If she feels she wants to go into it, she will talk about it. But I just wanted us to just wrap these people in our arms, in our prayers, and just ask God to just touch them, where they are, as well. So, and not only that, people that lost loved ones, it's just people that are sick as well. People that are going through any kind of medical, and they need, you know, they just need healing. We just ask God to send better physicians to them to touch them and heal them, or whatever sickness it might be, whether it's terminal illness or if it's just a cold. A sickness is a freaking sickness.
Well, I don't know
So
if you're aware of this, Ella, but Judy May that comes into your chat sometimes. Judy May Collins. She comes into your chat sometimes. every once in a while she comes in, but her sister is got terminal cancer and she's staying at the hospital with her. And she says she won't be back on YouTube because her sister is at the end of whatever she's going
Oh,
through.
Judy May.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Judy
Her
May.
sister April. And
Oh.
they're really going through a hard time because she and April used to do videos together on YouTube. And excuse me. But we need to remember Judy May because she lost a brother about 4 months ago.
I remember that.
Now it's a sister.
Now it's a sister, yeah. Well, like I said, if you remember anybody, this is the time just to ask God to wrap his arms around them and just pray. Put them in your prayers. When you're saying your prayer, just pray for them. So just gonna say a little prayer. And dear Heavenly Father, we come before your throne. We thank you for life. We thank you for your grace, and we thank you for your mercy. We thank you because you created us in your own image, and we ask for the Lord that those that are sick, those that have lost loved ones, those that need healing in their lives, Lord God, with anything physical, spiritual, mental, emotional, we ask, Father, Lord God, that you touch them from the crown of their head to the sole of the feet. Those that have lost loved one, Father, Lord God, we ask that you just surround your love, your ministry, and just send to them and surround them and hug them so tight, Father, Lord God, and give them the grace to bear their loss. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
All right, so we're going to start the show, but before we start the show, we're going to say hello. All right, Mr. Picky, thank you so much for renewing your membership. I appreciate you, and welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, he did that this morning. Wow. Claudette! Mwah, mwah. Good to see you, Claudette. Much love to Claudette, guys. When you see her, you know what? If she's watching your video, she's giving you watch hours, show her some love, when you see her in the chat, because, she is awesome.
She watches a lot of videos.
Yes. Ashley Reed. Good to see you, Ashley. How you doing? Happy Sunday. Regina! Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you, Regina. This lady is a busy lady, so for her to come and drop in here. Good to see you, Regina. Guys, if you're not following Regina, you got to follow her.
That's your friend, right? The one that
I stayed with? No.
That's not her? Okay.
No, it's not her. That one is Brandy. Regina has her own YouTube channel. When I first of all went live, they invited me on their channel called the Home Day Hangout. So that was my first time I got introduced into live, and it was on their show, Home Day Hangout. But they don't do the Home Day Hangout anymore. They kind of like put a pause on it. So Fundamental, he's doing his own thing and she's doing her own thing as well, and they're both being successful in what they do. There's so much that she talks about, and guys, if you're not following her, I don't know if she's still here, click on the 3 dot next to her name and go to her channel, guys, because she talks about real life issues, stuff that is happening right now. She's talking about, and I'm telling you, you don't want to miss out on those. She gets a whole lot of views on the topic and the stuff she talks about, real life stuff that she talks about.
Recent events. She talks about recent
events, everything up to Elon Musk and all the stuff that is happening to your social securities and everything else she talks about. So if you
I need to sub to her then.
Yes. If you want to go sit down and listen to her. She is awesome. So
is her channel name
yes, it's the same. Just click on the 3 dots next to her name. It will take you straight to her channel.
Oh yeah.
Lanshay Picker. Lanshay Picker. Hey, did you fall and hit your head? No Bella tonight. No. Good to see you, Lanshay Picker.
Thank you.
Welcome in, welcome in. Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Much appreciated. Hit the thumbs up. All right, let's see. Beth! Hi, Beth. How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. All right. Yes, glad you're feeling better, Angie.
Right.
Lisa.
James just brought me a lozenger for my throat.
Oh, good.
All right.
Lisa's fun. Good to see you, Lisa. It's been a while. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Hey, Lisa.
Lisa does auction on her channel. Check her out Monday on her channel. I think she comes on around 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So
That's
check
right.
her out. Yeah, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. She does auctions on her channel. So please check her out. Check her out. I got my blanket, so I gotta turn it on. It's getting cold. Oh gosh. All right, all right. Let's see
How
who
big
else.
is that blanket, Ella?
Huh?
How big is that blanket?
Oh, it's big enough to cover me. Big enough to cover me.
I was fixing to say, if you ever have one of those up on your auction for sale, I'm fixing to, because it lays over your lap, doesn't it?
Oh, it covers my whole body.
Or does it?
Yeah, it's a big
Okay.
blanket. When I lie on my couch, it can cover me from head to toe.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's a big blanket. This one I got it off probably Amazon, or no, not Amazon. Kohl's. Not Kohl's. Sorry, Costco. Brown sugar. Brown sugar from the coin community. Oh my gosh, haven't seen you in a bit here. Welcome in, Brown Sugar. How you doing? Oh my goodness, good to see you, Brown Sugar. Janet, good to see you, Janet. How you doing? Oh my goodness, Brown Sugar, good to see you, Brown Sugar. Special K, mwah, mwah. How you doing, Special K? Good to see you. Welcome in. Special K does auction, but you only find her on Collins and Tracy Cake. But she does bring awesome stuff.
Gotta land somewhere, I guess.
Yeah. Doggone happy.
Hi, Jane.
Good to see you, Jane. How you doing? Doggone happy. She does auctions as well. So check her out on her channel. Hey, Picky Nikki. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you, my friend. Good to see you. Thank you. Let me tell you. This necklace I'm wearing, I bought from Pikiniki. This starfish, I really liked it. So
that's cool.
Yeah, and so I got it yesterday, and inside was another wrapped up gift. Well, it says gift, and I'm thinking, oh, what she sent me now. I opened it. It was a pendant, and then I was, first of all, I looked at it and I was like, oh, nice pendant, and then I looked at it very well. I was like, hold up. This pendant has rice inside of it.
Rice?
It had rice inside. And I was like, how did you put rice in here? I said she had one on me because she's always saying that I eat rice a lot. And she put rice in this thing. So it was so funny. And I sent a picture just to say, thank you for the pendant. And she was like, what? And she said that's how she got it. That was the pendant.
Oh, now that is different.
That is weird. It got rice inside of it. Rice.
Only
thank
Nikki.
you for the pendant.
Only Nikki.
She said that's how she got it in her wholesale box. All right, Mr. Peaky. Mwah, mwah. He said I got promoted. Oh, so much love to you, Mr. Peaky. Much love, much love. All right, let's see who else is here. Layla. Good to see you, Layla. How you doing? Miss Josie. Josie's place. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good to see you, Miss Josie. Miss Josie, she does auctions on her channel, so you want to check her out. She goes live on Mondays, Fridays, and Saturdays. But guess what? She does pop up also for some of her guests, which is really nice. And don't forget, Pikiniki is going to be live with me on Tuesday at 11. She's live on Wednesdays, 3 o'clock on her channel, and then on Saturday at 3 as well. So check Pikiniki out. All right, all right, all right, all right. Hey, Adventures with Victoria.
Oh my goodness, trouble's already started.
Oh, Victoria, I'm not even giving Victoria no time of the day. No time of the day for that shit. She just pulled. No time for you, my friend. No time. All right. Don't forget to check Victoria out. She does her morning shows at 8 o'clock if she can get up. 8 o'clock. She's gonna be live with me tomorrow at 12 noon. So come check her out then. All right, all right, all right. Let's see. They said Drill. Hello, Drill Sergeant
Drill
Ella.
Sergeant.
Harry. Good to see you, Harry. Welcome in, baby girl. Baby girl.
You gotta sing it. You gotta sing it.
Good to see you, baby girl. How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Good to see you. I really appreciate you guys coming in. If you guys have a topic you want us to talk about, anything, put it in the chat, and when we get to it, we'll talk about it. Let's see. I said it looks like a yeah, that's what she said. It looked like a maggot. Ugh. That is an emergency pendant in case things go bad. Break the glass for food.
Yeah. In case of emergency, break the glass.
Break
Yeah.
the glass for food.
Hey, can you see you trying to fix that much rice to eat?
Yeah. Oh my goodness, Mr. Picky. Texas Bomb. Good to see you, Texas. Welcome in. Oh Lord, that looks like maggot in there. Ooh. That's what Victoria said. I was like, not even gonna say anything about that. Yes, it is rice. She said, glad you said it was rice. It is rice. Oh my goodness. All right, all right. Let's see. Anybody else? Guys, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Hey, Joanne. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Much love to you, Joanne. Surrounding you with so much love, my friend. So much love. All right, let's see who else is here. You did try to get Johnny to sing it. Johnny was like, "No, I ain't doing
Boy,
that."
he was singing to everybody the other day when you were
Well, I had internet
you
issues.
didn't have any internet, and he was taking over. He was singing to everybody.
He wasn't. He was blowing kisses.
Yeah, he was just doing all kind of stuff.
He did a great job as always. He did a great job. All right, guys. So we got 28 people in the house. So we're gonna start to talk about what are we talking about today. Look, we couldn't decide. You know, we know
we had 2 or 3 topics that we were going to talk about, but we were going to start off because you know how this show works. Yeah. We start off with one thing, we end up over there in left field somewhere before it's over with. So I approached Ella about a couple of topics that I've been working on. Hold on a minute.
And if you guys have anything you want us to talk about, put it in the chat. Write it in capital letters if you can, please, so that we can pull it up and we can talk
about it.
And
I also asked Ella, I said, have we talked about this before? Because we have talked about so much on this channel since we started this program that I guess I should have been writing it down and marking it off, but I just didn't do that. But what I want to start off saying is when bad things happen to good people, like we talk about all the sickness that everybody's going through within the community and the tragedy that we had in our neighborhood, the sickness that I've had, you know, sometimes people have a tendency to say, I've lived a good life. I've tried to do everything right. I've tried to be a good person. And then this happens to me. Why does this happen to me? You know, you might ask yourself that question. But bad things happen to good people. And a lot of time, tragedy enters into that, not just sickness, but tragedy. You know, you can get over a cold, like I got over pneumonia and the flu. You can get over things like that most of the time. But when you're dealing with something major, you tend to ask yourself the question, why am I going through this? And I don't mean just death or, you know, I'm talking about just everyday life, what our world, the situation that it's in right now. and people are really struggling to make it from day to day, you know? And my thought was, what are their feelings about bad things happening to good people? Do you resent it? Are you mad about it? Has it happened to you? You know, what, you know, I want to know what the chat, how they feel about that.
Yeah. I mean, I always say tragedy sometimes help us learn. I like that. It does help us learn. There's so many things that could happen in your life. You could probably have lost your job. You know, that's not a tragedy, but you know what? Losing a job where,
You might think so at the time.
yeah, I guess, because you know you're going and you're working, you're not thinking you know that, hey, I might lose my job. Imagine what is going on right now since Trump took office. You know, a lot of people didn't, you know, woke up to find out that they no longer have their job. You know, how is that? That's a tragedy in its own sense, that something you
And
did not
nobody
prepare
wants to
for.
lose their job regardless of how they've been working in the past. They depended on that money. They expecting that income to come in. And then one day they wake up. And you know, that's, I'll just share this with y'all. I always say, just like I draw disability because I'm disabled. I always have told James, our income is not based on that as far as us managing our money.
Yeah.
Because the government could wake up one morning, I could turn the news on and they could say, you're not getting that anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You're no longer getting that. Well, if I don't have it, if I'm living without that in my budget, then I'm not going to miss it paying my bills. You understand what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I told James, I said, as long as we cannot have to use that in our budget, I don't have to be scared that I'm going to wake up one morning and the government's going to say, we're not going to send you your money this month. You
Yeah.
understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't do that. I'm not trying to brag when I say that, but a lot of people depend on certain things, their job, income. They base their whole life on what comes in daily, weekly, monthly. And when it don't, it's a burden.
Yeah. I was saying that to my neighbor. This kind lady donated, bought some clothes off Johnny, and she said, "Ella, give it away as donation." So I remember this lady, and she has a little daughter, and I was okay. She's just the best age to give it to, and I went to her house, and you know we were talking, you know, and we were able to share within us. It's like, and I was saying to her that I'm so glad I didn't have to just rely on my full-time job, because guess what, when that full-time job was taken away from me because of COVID, and you know what, I knew I had something I can fall back on and do, which is my business that I'm doing right now, you know. And I say to her that the money I earn for that part-time job, I don't go in and say, oh, it's extra money, I'm going to use it and spend it the way I want to spend it. I use it to pay my rent, and I use it to pay my insurance, and that's it. The money's there. So it's building up, you know, every month it is building up, because if anything happens, I know I can fall back on it with the extra. And that's what I did when COVID happened too, is that because I was working full time when COVID hit and everybody was waiting for all this money and they lost their job, guess what? I still had my money to pay my rent, you know.
Right.
So that's
And
it. That is,
when I worked at the bank, the 10 years that I worked, they emphasized if you pay nothing else, when you're struggling, pay your house note or your rent to make sure you have a shelter over your head.
yeah.
I always try to pay that first. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you got to eat too. You know what I'm saying? You got to
Okay,
eat.
so I understand. And at the end of the day, it's like, you know, we don't really earn enough, to be honest with you. You know, I was saying to her, I've been earning the same part-time wage since the pandemic. Okay, it has not increased. It's the same wage I've been earning since the pandemic. How many years ago was that pandemic? Every time I say, hey, can I have a pay increase? They're like, oh, we don't make enough money. So, I put all that I have into the business that I'm doing to make sure I can make that extra money. And then you have to think about what is more important for you to
The
live
inflation's
on.
going up, but the pay is not going up.
It's not
And
going up.
that is what's causing us to have they don't call it a depression anymore because that's a disease, a recession. And that's why everything is not looking too smooth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because prices are going up, but paychecks are not.
They're not. So that one, in a sense, is like, if you're going through that, I will say there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, like people say. Try to find something else that you can do to supplement. If you're working, try to find a part-time job, or if you want to do business, trying to find something to do, because it's not the end of the world.
No.
It hasn't come to that yet. So that is one, when it has to do with people losing their job. To me, that is another tragedy, especially if you've been working for a company for so many years and they just wake up and tell you time for you to leave. Then you'll be thinking about, how am I going to pay bills? How am I going to pay for medical insurance? How am I going to pay my kids' school fees and all the other fees you might be thinking that that you have to do. But pray about it. Don't do anything drastic. Just pray about it, and God will give you that direction.
Yeah,
The next
and
one I
don't
wanna-
get yourself in a situation that you are in a dark place thinking that it's not going to get better,
Yeah.
because it is. It will. Everything that goes up must come down, and everything that comes down must go up. So that's just logic, scientific proof. So you just have to remember, this is just something we're going through. It's just something we're going through.
This too shall pass.
Yes.
Mr. Picky say, oh Lord, this topic and the timing. Okay. Another thing that we were saying, talking about, for instance, how do you handle when you lose a loved one, or you lose a friend, or somebody, whether you're close to them or not? That is strategy as well. It's like, how do you handle that?
Or maybe you witnessed something that you didn't intend to witness, and you can't get it out of your mind. Because one night we were going to New Orleans, we were going to go to Bourbon Street, and there was an accident in front of us, but the police was detouring us by it. You know what I'm saying? For us to get around it. And James kept telling us, don't look out the window, because they had the passengers laid out there on the highway. One of them was covered up, one of them wasn't. And everybody was like, oh, I want to see, I want to see. And James was like, don't look out there. Don't look out there. You won't ever be able to get that picture out of your mind if you look at it. You can't unsee it,
Yeah.
And I didn't look, because I listened to James. I was like, no, I'm going to listen to him. If he says don't look, I'm not looking. Well, some people were looking out, because we were in a van. We had a whole bunch of people. We were all going to Bourbon Street that night. And several of them looked out the window, and they were like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And I was saying to myself, thank you, Lord, that I did not look, because I didn't want to see. All I did was pray for them. I did not want to see what happened.
So what would you say, what advice would you give to somebody that actually did witness that, or
Somebody that
actually did
witnessed?
look and they did see, because to me, that one alone is, it's a nightmare, because that stays in your head. What would your
Well, you
advice be?
can't unsee it. I mean, once you see something, you can't unsee it. And once you know something, you can't unknow it. That's just the way our brain works. But I would have to say, first of all, if they're a spiritual person and a Christian person, they would have to really, really pray about it and say, take this away from me, or what is it? Why did I have to see it? What is it that I'm supposed to learn from this? How am I supposed to change into the person that I'm becoming after I saw this, because you're never the same. I mean, you can't be. You saw something that was not natural, was not supposed to happen. So you just have to, first of all, accept that you saw it and grieve it. That's the first thing you should do. You should grieve it, because if it was tragic, that meant it was something bad. So you have to breathe in and take it in and say, okay, this happened. It was bad. I need to deal with that. And I need to embrace that for just a minute. Don't stay in that. Don't stay in that. Then after you do that, you start praying, what was I supposed to learn through it, and let me come out of it. Because you don't want to stay in that state where you saw it. Because if you do, it's just going to play like a record over and over and over in your mind. So you got to, and see, you can't just ignore it and act like it didn't happen. Mm-hmm. You got to say, okay, it happened. Let me absorb it and feel it. And it's okay to feel it. Yeah. And if you have to cry about it, cry about it. There's nothing wrong with that.
I think, and I think the other thing I would say was that, also when you're going to pray about it, just ask God to give you, to make you stronger.
Yeah, strength. Yes.
Stronger, so you be able to bear it, because that's a memory. That's nothing that, it's going to actually leave. I remember I went to the first time I ever see the dead body was when I went to the mortuary and to view my uncle's body. Okay. And that never left my head at all up till today. But you know what? For me, when I heard he passed, I almost jumped out the window, because I just that's how close I was to him. So, and then had to follow my dad to the mortuary and just to identify his body and stuff. It was my first time just seeing him just lying there, and that image was stuck in my head for a long time, a really, really long time. But, at the end of the day, and it's like, every time I think about it, it just brings tears to my eyes. And it affected me because of that. I never wanted to go to anybody's funeral. So and when people say, "Oh, I lost friends, family," they'll say, "Oh, let's go." I would say, "No, I'm not ready to go." And one day I thought I was ready, and then when I went to that funeral, I wasn't grieving for that person that passed, that we went to the funeral for. I was grieving for my uncle, because I could just remember it.
Yes.
And then that's what I told myself. I said, I'm not going to go to any funeral, So it took years for me now to be able to attend somebody else's funeral, because I had to really pray about it. And for me, I just felt, no matter because he died in an accident, which, was scary, because when he was in town, myself and my sister were always in his car. He was taking us out. So I felt, to me, that was what I was feeling, that if I was around, I didn't go to visit my mom for that Christmas holiday, I don't know where I would have been as well. I probably would have been in that accident as well. So, it did really hurt me, but it took a while for me to get over it. And it took my Christian faith for me to be able to go get over it and able to move forward. And when a friend of mine passed, I was able to go to the funeral. That's me that don't go to funeral. I was able to go to that funeral. I didn't go and view the body.
Yeah, that's what I said. I can't go in there and view. I've just been able to do that here in the last few years. Because when my brother got shot, James and I were in Louisiana. I was down there working at his job. My sister calls and says that my brother's been shot. She and my brother-in-law show up where the accident happened. He's laid out there. She sees him. By the time I get there, they're no longer having, the coroner had come and everything. So I didn't have to witness that. But my sister, she lost weight. I mean, she went through so much just by witnessing, seeing my brother laying there, like that.
Yeah. Miss Josie said it does not solve the problem if you're angry all the time. Yeah, because stuff happens, and that's so true. Whether you lost your job or anything else that happened in your life that is tragic, you can't just be angry all the time because it would not solve that problem. And I
Well,
agree with her.
if you are a person that believes everything happens for a reason, you know what I'm saying? And though we don't know the reason, we may never know the reason until we get to the sweet by and by. But if you are that person that says, all my steps are led by the Lord and He knows what I'm fixing to come in contact with, and He's not always promised it'd be easy, He will be able to carry me through whatever I'm about to endure. So if you believe in that, you have to say to yourself, okay, don't let that anger build up in me because this had to happen for some reason. And sometimes He can turn it around that something good is going to come out of it, you know?
Yeah. Hi, Pam Treasures. Welcome. Hi, Nana. Welcome. Yeah. So, John said, "Love you, ladies, but I gotta run just too soon." We understand. We
We got it,
understand.
John.
We're praying big prayers for you, my friend. Big prayers. Yeah. So, yeah. Like you said, there's so many things that happen in our life. It's just the way we go about handling it. If we handle it in a better situation where we're able to move on from it, or if we just let it linger. And I think the more we let it linger, I think the more you don't get over it. It just stays there, and I think, I don't know if I want to use the word spiral, but I just feel that I know that if you don't try to deal with that issue, for instance, like if you lose your job, you just sit down not doing anything, thinking about, oh, I lost my job. It will probably take you a day or 2 days to think about that, but like they say, get up, dust yourself off, and think about how you're gonna start again. Think
Well,
about
I
how you
can
can
tell
start
you
again.
this. James's dad was a welder, okay? And he worked at this company for years and years, and he gave his blood, sweat, and tears. You know how you just dedicate yourself to a company?
Yeah.
Well, they come up and they fire so many people, and he was amongst those people that they fired. He never recovered from it. He
Wow.
never did recover from being betrayed. He thought he had been betrayed by this company because he had put so many years and time and effort into it. And that's why I tell James all the time, no, sir, they're not going to use you up there at that plant for this, this, and this just because you know it. Because if something happens to you, they're going to have somebody in your position tomorrow.
Yeah.
So you think about your family first and you let that job worry about itself because a job's going to have whoever it needs in that position, you know?
Mhm. The
But
other
he
thing,
never recovered.
yeah, the other thing is that also is that if you're doing a particular job that you feel that you're doing very well, think about it, that job, whatever position you are in, and you're good at it, imagine you doing it on your own as well.
Right.
Imagine you doing that type of job on your own. If you can do it so well in that business, you can do it on your own. Okay, if you're working customer service, you're just answering the phones and stuff like that at a particular job, you know, and you know that if anything happened to you tomorrow, they can find somebody else. There's companies that probably need people. You can work from home and you can do customer service for a couple of hours answering their phone. You can work from home doing that. That's another business you can do. You can even think about setting up your own business. Get a couple of people that you can rely on, that you can hire, and say, hey, you know what, if somebody I'm gonna connect you guys. We need to do customer service, answer emails, do this, do that. You probably just need to do it for a couple of hours and you get paid for it. And that's how you do it. Now, another way was like a catering job. my ex works, he does catering, and guess what, he don't have a staff with him when he goes to catering. So there's so many of these companies out there that he reach out to and say, look, I need a waiter, I need like maybe 3 4 5 waiters, I need a bartender, somebody that's going to tend to the drinks and all that, so there's a company out there, he will get them and he will pay them, okay, for these, and they probably get a commission. Those are the people that hire those out will get a commission, and they come and they will do the job. So there's always ways that you can find out. If you're good at something at your job, think about it, thinking about that job I'm very good at working for somebody else, I can actually work for myself, I can use it and have a business for myself. So that's another way you can do that. Hi, Nancy Smith, welcome in.
And I will say this, there may be something that you may have to do for a while that you might think it's beneath what you would want to do, and you have to take it on to have ends, to meet ends, to pay your bills. Never be ashamed of anything you do if it's on the up and up and you're paying your bills. Sometimes we have to do things that we wouldn't normally do, or the job we wouldn't normally do, in order to pay our bills, take care of our children, put food on the table. But it doesn't mean it has to stay that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Miss Josie said, my was you never give up, which is true.
No,
don't give up. Like the saying goes, when one door closes, another one will open.
And don't think you're isolated to the point that you think it's only happening to you, because I can guarantee you it's not just happening to you. Yeah. It's happening to a lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot. You're not by yourself. You're not by yourself.
Could you imagine the number of people that lost their job in the last 20 days?
Right.
Okay. Imagine a lot of people. It was not like, one person, 2, 3, 4 people. Hundreds of people lost their job within 20 days,
And
they're just gonna
like I said, they were banking on that income, for their livelihood.
Hi, Susanna. Yeah, but they're not gonna sit down. I'm telling you, if they're sitting down, they probably sit down a day or two or a week thinking about, we just lost our job. But they're not going to sit down there forever thinking about that job's gone. They're going to have to start looking for the next one, because guess what? They have bills to pay.
I always said I was looking for a job when I found this one. That's what I always said when I was working at a job, and somebody would say something about they don't want to leave because they might not what would they do? They can't find another one. I said, look, I was looking for a job when I found this one. But I was a lot younger then. See, that's what happened to James's dad. He was almost 60 when that happened. He thought he couldn't start over, because he was up in age.
But that was what happened to me too. Like when I left my job, when I came down here to live, and I thought, okay, when I fill that application, I don't really put my age. Because I remember one time I put my age, even though I don't look my age, I didn't get the job. I was, and they told me
they're not supposed to do that, but they do.
Yeah, but they do. And when I asked them, they said I'm overqualified for the job. I said, so what's the problem then? How could you be overqualified for a job? If I'm still applying for that job and the wage, I accept that's the wage you're going to pay me, why not give me the job? But they didn't want to tell me. But in the end, they said, well, they didn't tell me it's my age. They said we were looking for somebody within this age range. That was the excuse at the end of the day. So I told myself, I was like, wow. And during that time, I just turned 40, So I said to myself, so it looked like the older I'm getting, I would not get a job,
That's right.
So I was scared a little bit, because I was like, if I don't get a job, I'm not going to be paying. And
they can't tell you that, but they'll give you another reason why they're not going to hire you.
Yes. And that's what they did. So I was like, oh, so that means I'm gonna rely, and I don't like to rely on any man to look after me. I've
Oh no.
always looked after myself since I was 16. So it's like I don't really want to rely on nobody to look after me. Okay. So yeah, there's always something out there. Something out there. All right. So what was the other topic we were gonna talk about? See if anybody else came in the chat. Did I miss? Yeah, that's
Don't
right.
take
Never
my
give up.
talking about not taking someone's kindness for weakness.
Yeah, not take somebody's kindness for weakness. Ooh, wee.
If somebody comment on that for a topic.
Uh,
It's harder on seniors to find jobs lately because of their age, but rather I have seniors working for me if I was a store because seniors are dependable. Yes.
yeah, that's true. That is true. And but
They
then
will come to work, they get up early, they are on a
yeah,
schedule. That is
they
very
don't
true.
mind trying to take on more than like, oh yes, I think I can do that. I just don't want to do this. I can do that. I can do, and that's what I used to do when I was working. I was like, I can do that. They was like, oh no, we leave it, before they even finish that sentence, I'm already on it and doing it. That's what when my last full-time job, I was doing that. They'll say, oh no, I would just do it. So because of that, I got a pay increase. I got bonuses because I'm trying to prove to them I just not 50. I can do more than that, at the
But I
time.
think it's safe to say that people are living longer now than they used to when my grandparents were coming up and things like that. And they're just more conscious of being healthier at an older age than they were back then, because back then they had to work so hard out in the fields and things like that. That's the kind of jobs they had.
Yeah.
Now most of it's computerized, mental, sitting up in an office in a cubicle or somewhere like that.
Okay. So we've answered that. We've done that, but I rather have seniors. Yeah, that's true. Rather have seniors to work because they're reliable. Not saying younger people are not reliable, but let me tell you, I've heard a lot of stories where people don't come to work on time, or they call in excuse why they can't come in, or because they've probably been to a nightclub or a party the day before and they're not able to get up early to go to
And
the
see,
job.
I would rather be early than late. I don't want to be late for anything. I would rather show up 20
Yeah,
minutes early than to be 5 minutes late. I
I
cannot
used to,
stand.
yeah, my from a job, I used to be like 30 minutes before outside waiting for the lady to come and open the office. She used to
I
get.
never wanted to be late. Never.
Yeah, I'll be standing out there. I'm like, no, when you're opening the door, I want to make sure I'm there while you're opening the door.
And another thing I would say is when I was growing up and graduated high school, I didn't go to college right out of high school. I went to college after James and I got married. But what I want to say is I was eager to get out and find me a job and make my own money. I could make my own decisions then, and nobody could tell me what to do, when to do it, and how to do it. But nowadays, young people don't think like that. Some may, that they automatically they don't look at getting a job as independent, you know. But to
Mm.
me, it was independence. I could do what I wanted to do.
Yeah. Oh, Susanna said, when I hire people for positions, I always hire people who had great outlook in life and always willing to learn. Yeah, that's a good point too. You want to hire people that, I mean, they're willing to learn, because some people don't want to learn. Some people
Oh
just want
no,
to make the money. They just want to earn the money, but guess what? They're just there. Maybe because somebody told them they got to leave the house and go to work and make and pay the bills and stuff like that. So they're not willing to learn to better their life, to move on to the next stage in life. Some people are like that. They just can't be bothered, with it. I'm like,
have you ever been around a person that you can try to explain some of this way? When I was a supervisor, when I would come across a person and you would try to show them how to perform a task or tell them how your procedure went at that place of employment, and they would automatically look at you before you got it out of your mouth, and they would say, I know.
Yeah,
I
I've had
know.
that, and they don't know nothing.
And they don't
Hi,
know
Patrick.
anything. And I'm like, wait a minute, how do you know? And I
Yeah.
would say, now, okay, if you know, tell me how to do it.
Hmm.
And then they couldn't. And I'm like, don't get yourself overwhelmed. You don't know. And it's fine to say you don't
You
know.
don't know.
I
Yeah.
would rather you say you don't know than to act like you know and try to do it the wrong way.
Yeah, because they're gonna come back and ask me the question again, like, "Oh, how do you do it?" Well, I'm like, "Well, I thought you said you know how to do it."
Right. I thought you knew how to do it, so I left you alone,
Yeah. Hi, Angry Otto. Mwah, mwah. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome. Good to see you, Patrick. All right. All right. All right. Good. So yeah.
So
So
switching over to another area, um, when people are, let's just say, on the job, out in the world, do you ever take somebody's kindness? Is that they're weak? I want to ask the chat there. Like, you can see somebody that's kind, but it looks like they're letting people run over them. And a lot of times at jobs, you'll find people that just let people run all over them. The customer, they won't stand up for themselves. They won't, but really they may have to get to that point where they say, hold up, you're not going to do that, So I was just wondering about, do people come in contact with people that seem like they're too kind for their own good,
oh, you are kind, and people have used your kindness for weakness. Well, I've had, somebody do that to me because I was kind. Hi, AZ Cats. Welcome in. I've done that where it's like when somebody comes to me and say, "Oh, Ella, you know what? I'm in this financial situation. Could you please help me?" And I'm always say, "Okay." Then they tell you, "I will give you the money back," and stuff like that. I'm like, "Okay, first of all, whether you're giving me the money back or not, the most important thing is trying to give you the money so you can get that situation taken care of right away." So yeah, and I was like, I help them, and then they come back to you again, even if they give you the money back, and they come back to you again and then don't give you your money back when they take it, and they promise to pay you back and they don't pay
always
you
get it in
back.
writing, Ella.
Well, they never pay you back. So that's another thing, when it comes to finance, I find myself in that position, and I was like, maybe because they just thought I feel sorry that I'm helping them out of a situation. And I feel that, okay, I need to, for me, it's more of my weakness. I see it as my weakness because I don't want to see them in that situation. Even up to today, I see certain people in a certain situation and I feel I can help them. I can help them. And I want to reach out to them to help them. But then I'm like, they burnt me so many times. And
Yeah.
so many times I've reached out to help them. And then this time around, I'm like, nah. And it's hard. I'm telling you, it's really,
Well, the
really
one
hard.
thing that gets me is when you do help someone and they don't pay you back, and then you get to the point where you ask them about it, then they turn it around like you're the bad person asking for your money that they borrowed that they said they would give back to you.
Yes.
But they get angry for you asking,
Yes. I've had
and I'm just like, are you kidding me? I mean, that was I gave that money to you from out of my pocket. You didn't, and you act like I did something to you. I did something good for you,
yeah. AZ Cat says, my issue is kids don't look beyond the task at hand. That's true. Going back to the what we were saying, they don't. It's kind of
We would
hard.
always tell our children when we would say, go back in your room and bring the such and such. And we would know it was in their room. And immediately before we could say what it was, they had taken off. So they really didn't hear what we said. And we would say, come back, come back. And they would come back and we'd say, now, when you get to that room and turn the light on, don't look up in the ceiling because it's not going to be in the ceiling. You ever think, if you ever have children, you know they go in the room when you tell them to go get something out of their room, and the first thing they do is turn the light on and go. And we would always say, it's not on the ceiling. That's the first clue. And they would go, oh, Mom, and you're going to go back there and look in the ceiling. I know you are.
Yeah. Harry says, some people are kind until you push them too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Angry Auto say, nope, putting kindness into the word is admirable, but you have to set you have to set limits so people don't walk all over you.
Agreed.
Sometimes it's not all that easy, you know,
you have to set boundaries.
Or to set boundaries or anything. Sometimes if it's something that you're used to doing, you know, and let me tell you, sometimes it might not be that same person, you know, because it doesn't mean because one person took you for granted, you know, that you just say, I'm not doing it again. But you got to continue to be.
I would say it depends on the situation.
Yeah, being a doormat more than once. Yeah, exactly. At the end of the day, you have to say no. And saying no doesn't make you a bad person.
No, and the more you say it, the easier it gets.
Yeah.
I mean, when I first started saying no, I would just, anything anybody would ask me, I would just say no. No. And they would look at me like I mean, it would just be something simple and I would go, no. Because I was just practicing on just saying no because I couldn't say no either when I was younger. But I'm telling you, the more you say it, the easier it gets.
And it might not have to do with money. It could be anything. No. I am big on saying thank you. When people say, could you please do this for me? And you go out of your way to do it. Now, when they don't say thank you, that pisses me off.
Right. I always say thank you.
Yeah. And then you come back again and say, oh, could you do this? And I'm waiting like, thank you or please. The word please and thank you goes a long way. Some people don't know how to say please and thank you.
I mean, I know we're using money as the most examples, which it don't always have to be money.
That's what I'm saying.
If you hand somebody over money and they don't even say thank you for you doing it.
You never help people with money as a loan. If they can't pay their debt, they won't pay you. As a gift, sure. As a loan, never.
Exactly. Yeah. Anytime I've ever given money, I've always not expected it back. And, you know, because I'm like, okay, in my mind, it's a gift. I'm not telling them that. Yeah. I'm not telling them that.
Unless somebody comes to me and say, I will give it to you back. You already put yourself in giving me my money back. So,
and it depends on how much it is, because I'm not loaning $2,000 to somebody as a gift unless God whispers it in my ear and tells me to. If he tells me to, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah,
but I mean,
I've loaned somebody
if I loan you $50, if I loan you $50 and you don't ever give it back to me, I'm like, okay, well, you know, hey,
yeah,
we might can get past that, but it depends on the amount, really.
Yeah. I've known somebody. I was dating this guy when I was in England, and I've known him for years. Okay. So he asked me for some money and I gave him money. Okay. To do something with his business. And so when we did break up, when he never paid me back the money, even we broke up, we were still friends. And I was like, hey, I need that money back because it was a loan and it was a business loan. I need the money back. Okay. He didn't give me the money. He was like, oh yeah, I'll give you the money. Months were going by. He didn't give me the money. You know what I did? I said to him, hey, you know that item that you have, is it still for sale? He said, oh yes, I'm doing it. Okay, could you do that for me? Do that for me. And he said, yeah. I said, okay, cool. So he did all the work. Then he brought it, he delivered it, then waiting to get paid. I was like, yes, it was waiting to get paid. I said, no, I already paid you. I calculated how much you get for me and I used it. And I said, that I already paid you. Since you refused to give me the money back, I turned it around and make it as an order. And that's how I got my money back.
That was pretty smooth.
Yeah, I turn the table back on it. What I do is if you ask to borrow money and they don't pay it back, I just don't lend. Yeah, you don't give them money anymore. Yeah. Yeah, right. About 20 years ago, I learned I will help you as long as you're willing to help yourself. In addition, I don't learn money. Throwing money at a problem doesn't solve the problem. Yes, it doesn't really solve the problem at all, and it just depends on what the person wants to use that money for.
Have you ever thought about that person that's asking you for money? Who else they have asked to borrow money from, and the person has given them that? Like maybe you wasn't the only person they asked, and then they double dipped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I've never thought about that.
That they've asked more than one person, and now they double dipped.
That could be.
Because I know people that in my life that have actually done that. Like a relative of mine would ask me for a certain amount of money. It wasn't a great amount. And then we would I'd get with my other sister, and maybe my mom would be there or whatever. And we would just kind of get to talking, and we would say, wait a minute, she borrowed this from you too? And you got that from you too? And she had hit everybody in our circle. And it was like, well, I thought she was just coming to me. No, she hit us too.
Yeah, we found that we do have that person in our family that does that. She will ask this person for money, and they were like, okay, I'll send you this money. And then she would go, which basically is her children, and she would go hit all the children asking for the same amount of money.
And we couldn't figure out why it was just a small amount that she was asking. Because when she would come to me, it'd be like this. She'd name this amount, and it'd be a small amount every time. And I would think, that's not even going to pay a light bill. That's not even going to pay a water bill. What is she going to do? Well, she was taking my little bit, their little bit, their little bit, and she was putting it all together,
Yeah. Miss Jessie said, there are some that ask all the time on YouTube. I give with my heart, not when I'm asked. Yeah, and that's true. I've noticed that as well. But at the end of the day, it's like you're doing it all the time, it become obvious. No, it's like I just can't do it.
Well, I'm sort of like Josie. I have to be led to give money. I have to have something in me that says, yeah, give to this. I'm not going to continue to give to someone that is not trying to stop this from happening, and they're allowing it to happen every week, every day, every few days. And it's like, no. I mean, I had to figure it out. You need to figure it out. Yeah. I had to grow up. You need to grow up.
Yeah, it's like if you're able to do something, do something. I'm able to do something, yeah. But if that one person is all the time asking, and it's like, no, I just can't do it. Yeah. Angry Auto say, I have helped many people out of poverty if they're willing to do the work. Yeah, you should be able to be willing to do the work. And that's it. When people say, hey, I'd rather buy you instead of giving you the money, if you're saying you're hungry all the time, instead of me taking you to McDonald's so you can eat, I might as well teach you how to fish.
Well, it's like, if you give a man a fish, you're gonna feed him once. If you teach him to fish, he's gonna eat over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's it. You will learn how to fish. Hi, LL Stash. Mwah. I don't ask for money. I just ask for a drink.
A blank check. You know what the funny thing is, Larry? People don't use checks hardly now. You would have to ask for their debit card and their PIN number.
And the PIN number, yes. Hi, quiet listener. Welcome in. Good to see you. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I just want a blank check. Thank you very much.
Can you see Larry trying to figure out a PIN number? Okay.
Yeah. If I didn't work, I would not survive in California. Wow.
I
Yeah.
can't imagine what it's like living in California because they say the cost of living there is extraordinarily high.
Yeah. I don't. Hi, Melissa. Cat Mom. Good to see you, Cat Mom from the coin community. Good to see you. TikTok needs to be banned a lot. OG people on there begging them. They do videos of their sell out their
Buying different
buying
stuff
different
than what
stuff.
they were on and they're begging for.
Hmm.
Now I do watch TikTok and I understand what he's saying.
I don't have TikTok because when TikTok was actually I had TikTok before. I've been on TikTok and well, I don't have the app anymore because I was trying to reduce stuff on my phone so I can be able to download something. So I kind of like deleted some app. And when I went back to download the TikTok, I could no longer download TikTok. So
But
I don't go on
what
there
I was gonna
anymore.
say, it's not only on TikTok, it's on YouTube also
Yeah.
that people do that. But TikTok, there are some people on there that you want to go, okay, I'm gonna send you a message on where to go look for you a job. You are able to go. I mean, this is people that are healthier than I don't know what could get out and do whatever, but they just don't want to do it, you know?
No, no, they don't want to do it. I've seen on social media, there's this guy that goes around and follow all these ladies, families, guys that always beg. They go stand at the side of the road or the corner of places where people are coming out, and they have a plaque like, "Oh, my daughter has cancer. I'm sick," and all that kind of plaque, holding and
They
begging.
would rather do that than to get a job somewhere.
Yeah, and then the guy will follow them after they finish begging. They follow them and they drive in an SUV.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
park the car and then
Yeah.
walk long distance to go beg, and the guy followed them and was recording them and like, weren't you just begging and you drive an SUV? That was so funny. I was like, wow. Oh God.
I think I know who you're I think I've seen that.
Yeah, the guy always follow them. He records them, and they're always there out on the street, different families, and then they come together, get in the car, and they drive away. And the guy will always recording and telling people not to give them money because they're living nice, things like that. Like,
And they don't even have a conscience. They don't even care that they're doing this.
Little Debbie said, "Does that mean you're not gifting her any money for her birthday?"
Let me write that down.
No, don't worry, little Debbie. We'll
Don't
gift
worry
you.
about that. We
Don't
got
worry
you.
about that. We're not talking about people like you.
No.
Little Debbie's birthday is this week. I think on Thursday. Her birthday is on the 27th. Oh gosh. I'm gonna say all those sad stories. Same with the YouTube chick bait. Yeah, the clickbait
Clickbait. I
story.
have no friends.
I have no friends. If you want to be successful in life, you have to create something. Stop mooching off the society.
I totally agree with that. I do agree with that.
No. Texas well say bugs me when people ask for handouts when they are smoking.
Yeah, why don't you light up another one and ask me for another $5?
Oh my goodness. And that's the thing though. And I mean, it's like you want $1 or $5 also, you can go buy more cigarettes, so you can stand there and just smoke after the packet. You go back and get another one. It does that
Yeah,
does
just smoke
me
another
too.
one.
Yeah, it's like that's what you're using my money to. I give you the money, go back in the store, you gotta go get a pack of cigarette, and you come out and you smoke
And
it.
look, I'm not talking about smokers because I used to be one. I quit several years ago. So I'm not down in smoking. That's not what I'm even talking about. So Don't think I'm down and smoking because I'm not.
Patrick said, nope, we'll not do TikTok. Oh gosh. Where has the shame these days went? Nobody has shame.
No, nobody has shame.
Nobody has shame at all. Nobody has shame. They will do it on all the platforms that are out there that they can go. They will
Ella,
do it.
Speaking of TikTok, and I know some of these people may have seen it. This guy said, would you run through, let's say, like a small open like cafe that you eat on the outside, they have tables on the outside. Would you run through there for $20 million naked? Just run through that where they're eating. This girl comes on there and she says, wait a minute, let's get something straight. Number one, yes, I would do that, but I'm not going to run because I have bad knees, but I will walk fast and I will just let it all hang out. If you're going to give me the $20 million as soon as I get to the end down there past all these people. This is the kind of stuff that goes on TikTok. She's like, yes, I will do it. People have no shame. They have no shame.
No shame. They just do it. So that's just them. Angry Otto say, Texas, well, there was a homeless guy in Fort Worth that that borrowed a cigarette off me. I took him to the thrift to get clean clothes, let him crash at my hotel for a few days to shower and clean up. Helped him get his SS card and get a job. Sometimes people just need help. Yes.
Yeah, and you'll be able to distinguish the difference. When you're around them within 5 minutes or 10 minutes, you're going to figure out if they want a hand up or a hand out. You're going to figure it out.
Yeah. Actually, it was another one that I think I saw on social media as well, where the person was begging and the guy asked him whether instead of begging, could he give him a job or something else? And the guy turned down the job. The guy turned down the job. He said he was too sick. But the guy said, well, you look well to me.
Yeah. He didn't want him to give him the job. He wanted him to give him the handout.
Yeah. I don't think we need to bring back this type of challenge.
Oh, anybody that did that. Oh, man.
Oh, gosh. Texas Ball said, nice of you, Angry Otto, but he didn't just ask for money and go through packs of cigarette or bottle of booze. He took the help and made something of himself, which is good.
That's good.
Some people back in the day, some people really need the help. Some people will be out there with their plaque said, I just need a job. I just need a job.
Like they just need a hand up. They just want you to give them a job.
And that's genuine. Some people just need a hand. But when people are begging and you give them the money and they go in there and, I remember when somebody came up to us, we went to last year, myself and this person went to the store as we were going in. The kids, they were there, but the kids came up to us and they were asking for money. And then we're like, well, we can't give you money, but pick anything that you want in the store, we'll buy for you.
Right.
In reasonable, not just go shopping.
Right.
So you know what? They picked up a few groceries that they wanted, and we took them to checkout and paid for them, for them at the end of the day. And then we saw them walk to their van because they had a van, and put the groceries in there. So yeah. But it was like, that's a good deed to do, which was a good deed. But at the end of the day, it was like, we're not just going to give you the money like that,
That'll tell what kind of people you have right there.
Yeah.
Like, read what Harry put.
Oh, because I was like, what Texas Val has said is true. Some people, because they just want the money so that they can go buy, because all they want to do is live on the cigarette and live on the drink. That's all they want. Money is what I meant. Yeah, I know that's what you meant. You were saying. I have offered to buy people food and they just ask, can you please just give me the money? Yes. Yes. That's the thing. That's the thing. It's like we say, hey, and they don't want to.
See, what I like to do is drive up at a drive through, like when you're eating, and tell the lady we want to pay the person behind the one that's coming up behind us. We want to pay their bill.
Their meal, yeah.
Yeah. So add that into ours, and when they drive up, then theirs is paid for. And a lot of times it'll keep going, like the chain reaction. That person will pay for somebody else's, and that person will pay for somebody else's. So it's really cool to do that.
Yeah. Quiet listener said, I don't ask anyone for help anymore. I used to, and people was mean. Well, I'm sorry that they were mean to you, but sometimes it just depends. It's like it depends on if
it depends on who it is,
or who it is,
you ask, what you're asking them for, how much, how close you are to the person.
Yeah.
I mean, because everybody, what you have to think about, Nella, this. Everybody struggles and everybody is going through something. So they might not have it to give to you when they have worked hard for it, and you come asking for it, and you're like, this may be some people, I'm saying, and they're like, wait a minute, I had to work 4 hours to get this money, and I just don't want to give it away. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And they'd be like, what is it that you can't do that I'm doing that I can do? But then you're coming and ask me for help all the time. And especially if it's all the time, people are going to be sitting down thinking, why is it you can't do for yourself? What can't you do for yourself? You couldn't go get a job, or but then if you say, hey, I'm on disability or something else, you have to give people a reason sometimes. And people, when you ask for something all the time, people now will try to dissect and try to look into you further to find out why you keep asking.
Right. That's a very good point. They will start trying to figure out what's going on that's causing that person to keep coming back and coming back,
Okay. She said, I was young and homeless at the time, which is really understandable. If you were young and you were homeless at the time,
and the area that you were in, the state you were in, the town you were in. I mean, you can go to different towns and people are more polite than they are in some other places. You know? So it just depends on where you are and what,
and what you're doing. And
that's
sometimes
what makes everybody so different is one experience for one person. You could set 3 people out, and you could in different towns, and you can say, okay, what I want you to do is I want you to start panhandling, start asking for money, and let's see who comes up with the most within 2 hours. Well, one may have a lot of money because that town was more friendly than the other town, more giving. So you can't compare one situation to the next.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, being young, as a young person, there's so many things that you could do as a young person. So if it's a young person, there's so many things I could advise them that they need to do. Begging for money could actually put them in danger.
Yes.
It could lead them to a place where somebody can take advantage of them.
Right.
Because they're young.
Right. So, and especially how they look. I mean, if you're an attractive young person that's homeless, you have to be really careful.
Because like I said, somebody could use that to their own advantage before you know, you are working the rest of your life for them, for situations you do not want to find yourself in at all. So for a younger person, I rather like, hey, there's places you can go, you can get a job, work, and get somewhere to stay. that's a good thing to advise somebody that is young. If I see a young person begging, my question is, first of all, is like, so you couldn't find a job or somewhere. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm homeless. Okay, you gone to a shelter? Have you gone to seek help? There's so many things they could do to get help. Go to the library, go on the internet, go log in, trying to find stuff. Being out there on the street, being a young person and homeless is not a good thing, because you will accept anybody that will come and try to say they're gonna offer you whatever, and you're gonna find yourself in place you don't want to find yourself in. Not even
Read Angry Otters.
So many of the homeless youths are gay people who were kicked out of their homes. I understand that, yes, and just need to help getting on their feet. I don't judge a person for being homeless. So many of us are one paycheck away, and
Yes,
that is so
I
true.
never
I
judge the
never
home.
will judge nobody.
I won't.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, even for those that been sent out of their home because of their sexuality and stuff like that, let me tell you, okay, there are places that you can still go for help. I know about, there's this lady, she's doing a wellness house or something. There's always people that have homes like this for people that have been kicked out of the house, where they can go stay. Let me tell you, I was kicked out of my house before coming home 10 o'clock at night, when I was told to be at home by 7. I was kicked out of the house. Okay. And I was kicked out of the house. My dad kicked me out of the house. Not had nothing to do. He just like, yeah, you were told to come home this time. You didn't come home. Pack your stuff, you know. And I didn't. The next time I went out and I came back, my stuff were outside. My dad helped me pack my stuff, and my stuff was outside the gate. Okay. Thank God that my aunt was staying down the road, that I could go there and stay with her. And then I went back, and then I moved from my aunt's place to my grandmother's place to stay before my mom and my grandma come and beg my dad to let me back in the house. So there's always place nowadays where people can can go and stay in. So I understand very much they could be kicked out of the house because of their sexuality and stuff like that. It will be it would have been safer to go to a shelter or a church. That's another thing I wanted to say. Thank you, Val. The church, the church, that's another place you can go to stay. That almost happened to me at 14, because I said I
Work. She meant to
work
say
for
work.
help, and other man said he wanted me to clean his house, and I barely escaped being raped.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
14, I can see you being that gullible. Yes. At
Yeah,
14.
at 14, yeah. And, because at 14, you want to believe anybody that said they want to help you and stuff like that. So
Right.
yeah, you just got to be careful. And any younger person that is out there, you see, just tell them to go to a church. There's churches around here these days, that help people. And there's so many other places that they can go. It's really hard though, to tell if people are telling you the truth, though. Yes.
Yeah, some people are good at lying. They just
Yeah.
are.
Brandon was kicked out for being gay at 18 with nothing. He turned an
Office.
at my warehouse into an apartment for him. Oh, we turned an office in my warehouse into an apartment for him. He now makes 65K a year, has no debt, and lives a good life. That's it.
See there?
I mean, that's it. That we hardly could find good people, and I thank God for you. There's just a few people in the world that you can do that. You can't trust. It's hard to trust everybody. It's really hard to trust everybody. You could be so kind telling somebody that you're gonna trust them, like Quiet Listener has said. She trusted this person, and she she was able to escape even when this person
And
was
you're
going to
probably
help.
going to get burned 1 or 2 times before you do come across the person like he did that really wanted help.
I think there are more on the streets that are mentally challenged and they have nowhere to go or don't know the difference since many institutes closed. And that is true. There are more on the street, especially in California. I'm not saying there is a lot there because I've seen that, you know. I mean, before you used to come out your house and you see homeless, you turn a corner, there's always a homeless person out there, you know, and then sometimes you go in certain areas and there's nobody out there. But in some, there is a lot, you know, and you'll be wondering, what is the government doing? And like you said, they closed down all these institutes. So what happens? The people don't have nowhere to go, so they're going to stay on the streets. You can't house all of them, you know. So it's hard. I'm telling you, it's hard.
Well, Ella, we've been on here an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah. About time to say goodbye.
Yes. We have enjoyed today, considering we didn't know what we were going to bring. We turned out to be a wonderful show. Very interesting. The chat got involved. They were letting us know stuff. I love that when the chat gets involved.
Yeah.
But we appreciate every one of you coming in here.
Yes. And thank you. Thank you each and everyone that have contributed. Thank you, quiet listener. We really appreciate your input. Thank you, Texas Val. Thank you, Nana. Also, Angry Auto, thank you so much for your input. Harry, thank you so much. And each and every Josie, and each and every one of you, thank you so much. Patrick, also for your input. Harry, thank you so much for your input. Everyone that has input in these 2 topics or 3 topics we put together today, thank you so much. I will be back tomorrow for auction. And will be back in 2 weeks time, and it's going to be on It's Me Angie's channel. So we'll be back on 2 weeks.
It'll be March. We'll be back in March.
Yes, and it's going to be on It's Me Angie's channel. Don't forget, Tracy Cake is live. So if you want to go hang out on Tracy Cakes, hang out on Tracy Cake. And here is the link. Thank you so much. Defend the Hustle. If you want to know about reselling, Defend the Hustle is going to be on tonight at 7:30. And we have our very own Cajun Root reseller. It's going to be a guest there, one of the hosts there tonight. He's there once every month at the end of the month. So he's going to be there today as well. So we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for coming in today. Until next time.
It's been a good time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Save here first, it's auction time. Let's get it started.
Everyone's invited.
Ella, come see Ella. She sells it all. Even the kitchen sink, hearts and kisses to you. Watch the bidders wink. Come see Ella.